Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It is such a nice day here.
It
It
is.
is boiling.
Yeah, it's. I think earlier this week was the hottest day in the UK so far this year, apparently. So yeah,
Really?
yeah. So it's lovely. It's
Oh,
lovely.
it is nice. I'm hoping it gets a bit. Hoping now it stays and it gets warmer and warmer and warmer. Like last summer was beautiful. So fingers
Yeah,
crossed it'll be
yeah.
the same. But
Another episode of the website investing show. Another episode of me, but this time I've got access to all of the buttons, so I might make some things break. So apologies in advance to everyone if I break something.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, cool. So how's your week been so far, Lois?
Yeah, it's been good. The first 5 day week we've had in so many weeks, so it's actually been quite nice not to rush about getting my stuff done and things. So yeah, it's been good. How has yours been?
Yeah, good. Really busy. Even though we've got, like you say, the extra day, it's still kind of just been just as busy. But got some interesting projects coming up for a couple of clients. So yeah, really kind of busy getting those sorted.
Awesome. Right, who is with us today? So we've got Tim. Hello, good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
How are you? And we have Chris. I'm pretty sure Luke is off. It's his birthday today. So Chris is handling the comments for us. Hi, Chris.
Happy birthday, Luke, if you do watch this back, but you might
Yes.
not. So I've already wished
Happy
you
birthday,
anyway,
just
so.
in case. Oh, we've got Caitlin. Hello. And it's pretty quiet in the comments, actually.
It is.
The sun, I think people are out enjoying the sun. I worked outside yesterday, which was absolutely lovely for the first time this year. So I'm hoping tomorrow might be the same. You never know. Next week I could be tuning in from my garden. Who knows?
That'd be good. That'd be good. I try to when I can, but obviously my job is a lot of speaking to clients. So anyone who is a client who's watching this, you often see me in this setup, and I don't know, you might appreciate me outside. If you are one of my clients, let me know if you want me to speak to you on a Zoom call outside, because I'm happy to do it. Right. So yeah, so obviously today, similar kind of format. You've got presentation from myself and Lois doing some domain teardowns. I'll get my presentation kind of up and ready to go. Typically, if there's any questions that you have, pop them in the chat. So what we're going to be covering today, if this works. Have I done this?
Yes, well done. Yeah, you have.
So affiliate marketing. So it's a really broad title. I'm not going to be able to cover everything that the affiliate marketing industry entails in 45 minutes, but I'll try and give you a snapshot of kind of my experiences with it, and how I think that there's some interesting kind of strategies within affiliate that you can adapt for your niche site, kind of moving forwards, especially kind of with a lot of changes coming about in the industry. So let me see if I know how to go to the next slide. I do. Wicked.
Woo! So far, so good.
So my background, firstly, why should you bother listening to me about affiliate marketing? What do I actually know? So I started out kind of prior to that, started my career post-university in digital ad sales. So that was working for digital magazines, selling advertising spaces, as well as kind of loosely content websites as well. But, they were kind of businesses as opposed to kind of individual blogs and things like that. And kind of long-term, what you'd expect your site to be doing, becoming a business and a brand, and selling kind of advertising slots kind of in the days when display ads weren't necessarily as much of a kind of revenue stream. So it's kind of those more brand focused ad campaigns. In sort of 2019 to 2020, I transitioned into affiliate marketing, kind of as a half part of one of my roles that I was in at the time. And then kind of around sort of 2020, just before COVID happened, actually, I then kind of progressed from part-time in that role to, we launched that as the only brand that the company had, and we launched it as a startup. So me, two other guys, We launched that brand as kind of just the three of us and worked there for, kind of 2 years. It just purely affiliate marketing. And so working at a startup, working as quite a small team, I learned a lot, made a lot of mistakes over that time. And then hopefully you guys can kind of benefit from my mistakes and sort of what I think works. Obviously in that time, some of the brands that I worked with, really, really big kind of affiliate partners. So people like Samsung, Gymshark, Look Fantastic, and the whole of the Hut Group beauty brands. Some really, really big names that kind of were my clients that I brought on board. And I'll give you some of the tips and tricks as to how you can potentially nurture some of those kind of relationships for your niche site. And yes, as Chris has just said in the comments, can I show it? There we go. No, not that one. How do I show the correct comment? He said, there we go. The epic backstory of Jordan. There we go. I won't call it quite so epic, but yeah, I have been doing affiliate marketing for quite a while and have some insights that might be helpful to some of you. So essentially the kind of model of that startup. So you probably all have kind of come across these sorts of sites. So Unidays was kind of one of our big competitors of the startup that I worked at. Student discounts, various different discount sites aimed at certain target markets. They have like a verification tool that kind of verifies whether someone is a student, or the company that I worked for did students, apprentices, and any adults aged 16 to 26. So there was a verification tool part, which is kind of very customized, and I wouldn't advise every niche site owner to kind of go out and do one of those because they are quite a customized bit of kit and they are expensive. But the discount model is something that you can definitely kind of take on board. Some of the discounts are kind of like standard discounts that a lot of affiliates would get the same kind of discount. But when you work on brand partnerships, you can kind of get exclusive discounts with those brands. And I'll talk to you a bit about that down the line. And then kind of you get your commission as usual for all your affiliates, standard stuff. But then when you're nurturing these kind of relationships, you've got opportunity to sell extra advertising slots for extra dollars, essentially. And again, I'll kind of go into a bit more detail on that. So in a nutshell, how this can kind of be applied to niche websites and niche website owners, it means you don't have to always use Amazon affiliates with these kinds of affiliate partnerships. You use kind of all the different affiliate networks, as well as kind of, specific brands have their own kind of affiliate platform set up. On the affiliate networks, there are often discount codes that you can use rather than just a standard affiliate link. So it is kind of making sure you're taking advantage of those. You do need to kind of change them regularly because sometimes the discounts kind of expire. So it is kind of a bit more time intensive, but if you're able to offer your audience a discount, they're more likely to buy it. It's just kind of, basic marketing, I guess, as Chris, our market manager, would understand. And yeah, you're also able to kind of curate brands that make sense to your audience. So as opposed to kind of the more traditional affiliate marketing method with Amazon, you're kind of just relying on volume. Whereas if you're able to curate specific brands that your audience are going to be interested in, they're more likely to purchase from those brands. And so you don't have to have as many different kind of partners out there. One thing that people could look to do is have a deals or discounts section on their site that kind of lists deals of brands that they recommend or things like that, or potentially incorporate into your affiliate content or your product reviews, that sort of stuff. You could incorporate those discounts, but again, it is kind of a more curated approach because you don't want to do it as en masse as kind of your standard affiliate links. So when we talk about alternatives to Amazon, what's out there? So there's tons of different networks out there. I've got kind of 5 or 6 of the ones that I worked with quite closely on the right hand side. So you've got Awin in the UK is my personal favorite, one of the biggest ones. They also own Share a Sale, which is the US kind of branch of that. You've got people like CJ, Rakuten, Trade Doubler, Impact, all quite big ones. There are some smaller ones out there, and it is kind of just looking at which brands are with which networks. So which brands make sense to your niche and which networks they're on. You get some brands that are tied in exclusively with one network, others that are across multiple. So you don't have to sign up for all of the networks, but being signed up to a couple of them at least is a good shout. And certain networks tend to have more brands in certain niches. So it's always best to kind of sign up to a few, but you'll find in the industry brands cycle quite a lot. And it seems, 1 minute, for example, Awin might have a lot of the food brands, but then a lot of, the big food brands migrate over to Trade Doubler, and then all the other food brands see that and they migrate over as well. And it just kind of goes in cycles. So it's a really competitive industry, actually, getting brands signed up to these networks. And so they are always switching. So it's worth just kind of being aware of that and knowing that you might have to switch to another network if your main money driving brands switch. You do have some brands that have their own individual affiliate programs, where they're not tied to a specific network. They just kind of set it up themselves, and they kind of have like an affiliates at email address for their brand. And surprisingly, some of the big brands do that as well as some of the smaller companies. And you could also use something like Skimlinks. So if you can't get onto the networks or the programs initially, Skimlinks is basically kind of like an aggregator for these sorts of things. And it's a bit easier to kind of apply for those because you might get turned away by the networks for whatever reason, kind of similar to display ads. They've got reasoning that never seems to make sense, but you might kind of get rejected initially. Skimlinks gives you access to those brands. And so you might do 6 months of Skimlinks with some of those brands and then reapply for them through the networks and get accepted, because you can kind of say, look, we've been driving revenue through Skimlinks, let's do a direct deal and we'll both be better off financially from it. So the benefits for kind of this sort of affiliate marketing, obviously it can be more time intensive, but the big benefit is it's much more rewarding. The sort of levels of commission that you get are a lot higher. It allows you to kind of focus on products that are hyper relevant to your audience rather than kind of a bit more of a free for all. And it means there's less need for loads of affiliate content to get that decent amount of revenue. So, a lot of the kind of product review updates and things like that over the last 12, 18 months have kind of targeted affiliate content. And so as an agency at Niche, we recommend doing kind of 90% informational, 10% affiliate content on your site. But if you can make that 10% affiliate content more relevant to your audience with products that they really want to purchase with discounts, you're making the most of that 10% that you can. And it's just, again, an additional revenue stream for your site, so it's kind of like extra revenue as opposed to just display ads or just Amazon affiliates. If you've got all these different networks, you've got multiple revenue streams. So if one kind of goes belly up, you've kind of got these other ones to rely on as well. There is a good question from Chris, actually. I'll see if I can click it, but I'm honestly useless with this kind of stuff. All that. Yeah. So how tricky is it for folk to keep track of where companies are shifting? Is it constant, or do they bed in for a year or so? Really good question. So generally brands tend to have fixed contracts with these networks, and usually the minimums are very, very, very minimum a year. It depends on the network, to be honest. And so obviously I mentioned my network that I kind of preferred was Awin, and they're pretty good at keeping their clients locked into long-term contracts. Some of the other networks out there aren't so good at that, maybe because of the service that they offer. So you do need to keep track of where the company is shifting, but you should be notified. So it's kind of like if, I don't know, when, for example, Gymshark was a really good one. They moved from, I can't remember who they moved from to Awin very early on in my partnership with them. And you get like multiple notification emails telling you this brand's moving, this brand's moving, this brand's moving. And so it's just keeping an eye on things like that and making sure you shift over as they do. But yeah, generally they tend to stick for, at least kind of a year, 2 years, 3 years before they kind of consider moving on. And generally when they're moving on, it's because the other companies come in with a deal that's impossible for them to refuse in terms of kind of commission rates and things like that. So if you're making decent sales for a brand, there's a number of ways you can nurture that relationship. So let's say, you've got your, 20 different really specific affiliate partners and you're doing really good sales for a couple of them. It's worth kind of having really good points of contact with them, either through, if it's an affiliate network or affiliate agency, they sometimes have like an account manager that kind of does the day-to-day. Speak to them if you have to. If you can get direct contact with the client, it's always preferred. And sometimes they have, the email address and phone number of the client on the network. And so you can really nurture that relationship. And again, that's something that I kind of fostered with all the affiliate partnerships that I worked with. So what you can do once you've got that good relationship, you're driving them sales, you can start to sell them advertising slots on your site rather than just relying on display ads. So you could kind of block out certain parts of the site for display ads, certain parts of the site specifically for, a banner for any affiliate partner that's doing well. And it works double bubble really, because you're charging them for that feature, which they'll pay if they can see sales and traffic to your site. And then you'll also use your affiliate link on that, that banner. And so you're getting commission back as well. So, it's a really good way to kind of earn double. And depending on your site, some of the kind of brands and some of the sites that we worked on, they'd pay for those kinds of advertising slots £1,000 or $1,000. Others are paying, sort of £5,000, £6,000, £7,000 for that same kind of slot. Obviously, if you've kind of built up other audiences, so email lists, social pages with decent followings, you've got the opportunity to sell kind of positions there. So branded social posts, you've seen those on socials where it kind of says that this posts an advert, that sort of stuff. Also email lists, one of the things that we used to do was kind of deals of the month. So we'd kind of, to our email database, we'd send out the best kind of affiliate deals for that month. And generally it wasn't actually the best deals. It was the brands that have paid to feature in that newsletter. And then also another kind of, this is just something that I just thought about, not something that we used to do so much, but with the kind of updates to helpful content and things like that, and the product review guidance, when you've got these relationships with brands, you can definitely ask them for free product samples, which will then help with the product reviews because you've actually got original imagery of those products, you've actually tested them. And some brands do just send you freebies anyway. So one of my clients was a brand called Crep Protect, which they're like a spray that you spray on your trainers. And every single quarter they used to send me a kind of self-love trainer box of just random freebie bits that were for trainers. And again, if you get a bit cheeky with it, you build a good relationship with them, there's no problem with you kind of asking for those sorts of things. Generally they've got a budget, the market managers, people like that, they've got a budget for that kind of stuff. And if you've got a good relationship with them, they'll send them over. And then you've got, like I say, products to kind of review and have original content. Question from Chris. Would it be fair to say that by monetizing like this would provide a more consistent base earning for a website? I'd say so, yeah. So obviously, when you've got these kind of affiliate partners, firstly, the affiliate commission is fairly steady. Like with all kind of affiliates and everyone else in this space, display ads as well, it jumps up in November for Black Friday and kind of your normal peaks. But then if you're showing consistent sales to a brand and then you start selling them consistent advertising, I'd say it's very consistent. A lot of my clients in this space, they had like quarterly budgets for this. And so they'd plan out each quarter what extra spend they were going to have with us. Smaller brands, it'd be, a couple of £1,000s. Bigger brands, like I say, one of our biggest brands, a massive tech client, they would do 6 monthly plans with us and they were spending 40 grand every 6 months on extra advertising with us. And they'd literally cover everything. They'd have the top slot on the newsletter, a social post every 2 weeks. So, it can turn into very consistent revenue. Like I say, it is more time intensive, I'll be honest with you, because you've got to nurture those relationships. And it is, I imagine, one of those things when your site gets to a certain size and you're earning decent revenue, it's something that you'd potentially consider when you're earning revenue, not kind of early doors. So this is kind of, when you're looking at, it's kind of like borderline side hustle, borderline full-time job, but definitely a way to kind of have really consistent earnings for the site. Okay. So outside of kind of affiliate, just some more kind of general advice for nurturing these brand partnerships, what you can do with them outside of affiliate. So one of the things that we keep banging on about, a lot of people in the industry keep banging on about, is that you should treat your niche site like a brand or a business. So what can you do to make your site have a USP? And, you've got to start thinking, outside of the box. So could you do branded video content for some of these brands? Could you look at doing influencer partnerships? So let's say you're working with a brand that gives you freebies. Could you then tie that in and get an influencer to promote these freebies with your discount code? and obviously make a lot of money that way. With the rise of TikTok and things like that, there's loads of influencers who are promoting products on TikTok. I'm kind of old school. I still haven't downloaded TikTok. I know a lot about it, but I am refusing to download it. I don't know. Do you have TikTok, Lois?
Yes, and I'm addicted to it, so stay off it. I remember when it first came out, my younger sister was like, "Oh my god, you have to get it." And I was like, "No, it's just people dancing." But oh my god, it's
Yeah,
amazing for like
yeah,
just stuff like that. Like especially like they have TikTok shop and stuff now and things. Like
that's
it's
it.
really
Yeah,
good for different niches and stuff. Like it's yeah, it's a good
yeah,
platform.
exactly that. And yeah, obviously, I can see quite a few people in the comments saying, I have to get on TikTok. Leanne, I can't do it because I'm addicted enough to Instagram Reels. Like, if you give me TikTok, it's game over.
It's really good just for like just for different things and stuff. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely. But yeah, with TikTok Shop and things like that, obviously that's why influencer
Mhm.
partnerships and things like that are
Oh,
really
it's
good.
huge now.
And
Yeah,
just
like
bringing
especially with
traffic to your
people
site. Mm,
getting money and stuff from TikTok now. Like Instagram influencers are also like a lot of them now have started on TikTok and now they move over to socials and stuff like that. But like so many people
mm.
like just use like promote brands and stuff on TikTok. It's insane.
Yeah, definitely. And it's something that, to be honest, so branded video content, something that we did, influence partnerships kind of were just about starting to come about when I kind of moved on
Mm.
from that company. And so we didn't have as much playing around with it that I would have wanted to give you an insight. So I'm not giving you a complete insight on that because I don't know too much, but yeah, I think that there's definite scope for influencer partnerships, especially if you're in one of those niches that is really influencery, if that's a word.
We'll make it one.
Yeah. I missed something from Chris as well, so I'll just go back and flash this one. Suppose it's good to have that X email subscribes to help sweeten the deal. Exactly that. If you can say to a brand, my site gets 100,000 visitors every single month, and I've got an email database of 50,000 people segmented into blah, 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 with all the demographics. It's a game changer for kind of branded emails. You get some clients who'll even pay you to do an email purely for them to your audience. So there's tons of different ways that you can use it. And again, it's just about being a bit savvy, being a bit kind of salesy. Obviously, that's kind of what I do. So I treat it quite easily, but I know for some people it's a bit more kind of, I don't want to do that. You can outsource. There's, people who do sales on Fiverr that you might get some rubbish ones. You might get some good ones like me. But yeah, yeah, definitely kind of look into it, especially, it relates back to this slide. Treat your niche site like a brand or a business. Once it gets to a certain stage, you're going to have to start outsourcing some stuff. And if you can outsource, to a part-time salesperson to just do some kind of, brand partnerships for you, it's great. Other things that you could look at for kind of USPs, on your site are things like having AI elements. Obviously, with the rise of AI, could you have kind of like a chatbot for customer service, or suggestions from some kind of AI element? There's a lot of unknowns at the minute, but if you've got a site that's getting good traffic, it's something to start considering. I'm not saying put all your eggs in that basket quite yet, but think about it. See, maybe have a little bit of a play and see what you can do. And again, think outside of the box. So with your kind of ad placements, you can actually look to target companies who might not be affiliates as well. So obviously, you want to give your banner away to your affiliates and get, kind of a fixed fee from them plus affiliate commission for any click through. But depending which niche you're in, there are loads of different brands and companies that don't have affiliate programs. So one of the brands that I work for, kind of that eventually merged into the kind of student discount platform, was focused on gap years for students. So it was a kind of content site all focused around gap years. And the people that we targeted there, obviously kind of your brands and things like that. But then we also targeted government organizations. So every single city, town, region, country in the world has a government organization dedicated to tourism, and they have dollars, like big budgets. And so if you've got a travel site, yeah, okay, get your affiliate partners, but why not think about selling a banner to visit Italy? And I only say that because I know they have a lot of dough because they paid for the main banner. They're one of my clients. And so even down to, I don't know, another one of my clients was Frankfurt in Germany, you know, quite a smaller town, not necessarily the first place you'd think of in Germany. And they used to pay 3 grand for like a 3 month placement in the banner on the site and an advertorial article as well. So you're getting content out of it as well, which is key. And they'll write the content for you. So you don't even have to write the content. They will write an advertorial for you. You can just tweak it a bit, publish it, put a banner on the site, and you've made 3 grand from them. Obviously, the caveat is, again, you need to do outreach. Again, you might want to do that yourself or outsource to someone. But think about things like that. Another one, educational facilities. So if you've got a site that kind of, I don't know, this is a bit more of an out there one, but talks about anything educational, universities have tons of budget. So again, another kind of client pool that we kind of did the same sort of strategy, banners and an advertorial write-up. And you can break those down all the way to individual courses. Even individual courses have a marketing budget. And if you've got the right demographic for them, they'll spend to kind of get their course out there. And so that's just a couple of different ways that you can look at adverts that it is kind of old school, but there's still scope for doing it. It just does take kind of, again, a bit more time. Another thing that you can do is look to set up maybe some industry awards to give brands recognition, and you can make income from these. So again, another model that I kind of worked on for a digital publishing company. We had awards where basically the winners got like a free listing on the website, but if they wanted some extras, there was charges. You know, they could have like a big homepage banner or all that kind of stuff. Again, we used to put together a digital magazine that we'd send out by email, and we'd do like a winner's edition. So if they wanted to be the front cover of that magazine or blah, 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 blah. So there's always kind of different ways that you can think about making more money than your standard display ads, Amazon affiliates. The other sorts of things you've got, e-commerce, we talk about it a lot, again, time intensive, but when you've got a big audience following and you're looking to turn this from side hustle to full-time business, you know, definitely think about e-commerce. You could even start really small with just a couple of products, you know, a couple of bits of branded merch or anything like that. You know, if you're in the food space, for example, and I know we've got a couple of food domains coming up from Lois. So if you're thinking about going into the food space, you could do a branded spoon and a branded apron and a branded mug, you know, and you're not going to make loads of sales from it, but they you know, the cost to actually make those products is next to nothing. And you can make a little bit of profit on there. So there's always kind of different things you can do. E-commerce, obviously there'll be a lot more kind of clever ideas than my one anyway. But you know, there's always that sort of thing. And finally, white labeling. So, you know, you could white label. Again, when we worked with the travel site that I worked on, we didn't actually end up going ahead with the partnership, but we explored a partnership with hostel bookers, who are a big search engine for booking hostels, so obviously really key for gap years. And we were essentially going to white label so that they had a kind of the booking system on our site, so it looked like our site, but in the back end it was hostel bookers, and we only took a commission off the sale. It eventually kind of went through to them, but for the clients' purposes, it looked like us. You know, it looked like they were booking through us, and you know, we explored that. It didn't kind of work out. You know, they wanted us to get far less commission than we actually wanted to get. But I know that out there are some, you know, white label opportunities that you can definitely consider as well. And we've got a comment from Lindsay. This will work brilliant with our high net worth packages. Yeah, so we have our kind of big website growth packages that me and Dave have mentioned a few times on the live streams. With sites of that kind of size, you know, that's where you can start to think about, how can I turn this into a brand? What else can I do, you know, outside of your traditional stuff? And, you know, there's all sorts of stuff that you can do, you know, all the stuff that I've mentioned. So yeah, in summary, you have to find out what your audience wants to let you know what you should be advertising. Affiliate doesn't just mean Amazon. There's loads of other kind of ways to utilize affiliates out there. So your networks and all that kind of stuff. Adverts doesn't just mean display adverts. You know, you can still kind of foster those old school relationships of paying for ad space. People still have marketing budgets for that. Don't forget to think outside of the box and find what your USP is as well on your site. And then just decide which of these approaches fit with your time constraints. If you can only do one of these approaches, do one. If you can do all of them, do all of them. You might want to do some split testing, test one, then the other, see which makes you more money. And yeah, that's kind of the summary of everything that I've discussed. On the right-hand side, you'll notice there's a cheeky new logo. That's just a bit of a teaser for the rebrand that we've got coming. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, that's it from me. I guess any questions in the chat? Oh yeah, and as Chris says, if you hit the chat button on our site and ask for sales, you will get through to either me or Dave, and one of us will be able to kind of discuss. Obviously, if you send us an email, it'll be me or Dave. If you send me a LinkedIn, I'm always on LinkedIn talking to people. So, any kind of questions about affiliate stuff, if you're kind of new to niche site owning and you don't know much about affiliate, or you want to know anything specific about my affiliate experience, just let me know. I'm always happy to kind of answer those questions. And to answer Chris's question, how did you get so handsome?
Oh, God.
I think I've got a little fanboy in the comments.
We should have got Chris on here. I should have just left. It would have been just you pair.
I don't even know how to answer that one, Chris. I guess
I was wondering how you were going to answer that.
Yeah, my parents, maybe. I don't know. I'll give them credit.
Good genes.
We've got. Oh yeah, L Couch. No worries. Watch it in the replay. Yeah, it was hopefully an informative one.
It was. Thank you.
All right, let me. So obviously keep the questions, coming in. If you've got any questions about affiliate marketing, about different kind of strategies for affiliate marketing, pop them in. Like I mentioned, reach out to me directly if you kind of don't want to ask it on the stream. But I will hand over to Lois to get going with the domain teardowns.
Thank you. Okay, guys. So as normal, 2 teardowns for you this week, both within the food niche as well, but very, very different domains. So the first one, we have Blue Note Bakery. It's in the food niche, but as the domain name might suggest, it is about baking and all that type of stuff. It is 20 years old, has 196 referring domains, and has a DR of 19. So this was actually a physical bakery in Austin, Texas. It was created in 2004 by Angela, who actually was a professional pastry chef. But sadly, it closed down in 2019 when the pandemic hit, and it just never went back in business. So they specialized in all things sweet, wedding cakes, occasion cakes, sculpted cakes, cupcakes, all that type of really nice sweet stuff. This is what the site looked like back when it was live. As I mentioned, this was actually to promote a physical space. So you can see here, just really nice, really simple, straight to the point, showing you exactly what the type of services that they did offer. So you can see specials and events, cakes, all different flavors, lovely pictures of all their cakes as well. So the backlink profile, as I mentioned, 196 referring domains, and really, really nice referring domains, actually. So we have glamour.com, really, really nice authoritative one, DR86. Stylemepretty.com is DR83. Greenweddingshoes.com, DR79. JuneBugWeddings.com, DR78. 100layercake.com, DR76. Bridalguide.com. So lots and lots of different wedding domains. Again, they specialize in wedding cakes, so that's exactly the type of stuff we're looking at. Very niche relevant and really nice authoritative links with really nice high DRs. So our anchor text profile. So what we look at when we look at our age domains, we really like to just double check the anchor text profile just to see that there is some branded anchor text really that pretty much dominate this profile. So you can see here, that's exactly what we're looking for. Blue Note Bakery right at the top, and then we just have some naked anchor text here. Again, really, really nice natural profile to be looking at. We don't really want anything that would look a bit irregular within the content and stuff. So just having the Blue Note Bakery, all that branded type of stuff within the anchor text shows us that the domain never got hacked, it never got changed niche or anything like that. So really, really nice anchor text profile to be looking at. And then again, with our best by links, very, very similar. We like to have the majority of the referring domains head to the homepage. Why is purely because this is the most powerful page within the site and it's the most natural one to be linking to. So as you can see here, the first top three all going straight to the homepage. Then there's a couple of redirects here, but again, they're just going back into the homepage again. Some PDFs, just other little pages as well. We have cakes, occasion cakes and stuff like that. So again, really, really nice Best Buy links. We have 163 of those going to the homepage. So that's exactly the type of stuff that we like to look for when we do look at our age domains. So our strategy for this domain, really, really simple, really, really nice load of listicles, content around wedding cakes, loads and loads of stuff to be talking about within this niche. We could do 20 best flower wedding cake ideas, 20 spring wedding cake ideas, lots and lots of different themes and stuff. Listicle types of content around recipes. Again, lots and lots of stuff to be talking about within the baking niche. So we have 10 cupcake recipes, lots and lots of different stuff, and then moving on to your informational pieces of content around cakes, how to bake a cake, the best temperatures, how to decorate, all that type of stuff. So lots and lots of content to be covering within this domain. So our competitors for this one, so our first one is breaddad.com, DR21, slightly higher DR than us. It has 200 pages, but is getting a really, really nice 71k of organic monthly traffic per month. This traffic is insane compared to the DR. Really, really nice DR to traffic ratio. And again, if you see here with the page URLs and the top keywords, exactly the type of stuff that we will be also looking at within our content strategy. So really, really nice competitor to be looking at. Sort of, again, the gist of the type of content we can look at creating also. And again, so we have our nice big one. Sally'sBaconAddiction.com, DR83, 5.2 million of organic monthly traffic. Huge, huge, huge amount of monthly traffic going into this site, and this is just purely organic. Has over 2,000 pages, and it really is an amazing example of the type of opportunities available within this niche. 2,000 pages with this, we could really, really also create this within our age domain. There's so many different things we can talk about within the baking space, and Sally'sBaconAddiction.com really just proves that. So what makes these competitors stand out? So on these sites, they do actually have their own videos. So their own video content showing different recipes and stuff and how they decorate cakes, how they bake them. They have their own imagery, frequent updated content. So we really look at some of these competitors really are updating the content either weekly, daily, every other day. So really, really nice updated content. They have their socials attached. They're on every single page within the website, and completely and utterly saturated topic clusters, which we spoke about a couple of weeks ago with Leanne. Really, really important to be digging into, getting as much information as you possibly can. Really then helps give Google the authority that you actually do know a lot about this subject, and then they'll help you with the ranking. You also have your subscription opportunities and prompts throughout the site. You've got your newsletter prompts, your little tab prompts that come up asking if you'd like to sign up to their newsletter and things. And then recipes that also fit worldwide occasions. So it was Mother's Day in America. And on these sites, it was completely and utterly saturated with different type of Mother's Day recipes. You got cupcake recipes for Mother's Day, cake baking recipes for Mother's Day, sweet treats for Mother's Day. So lots and lots of different things, really staying on topic and staying just really informative about the stuff that is actually going on in the world.
On that note as well, what's really interesting when you're doing that kind of like fitting occasions, not just for this site, but just any site. It just ties in really well if you want to do a digital PR campaign.
Yes.
Obviously with our service, but if not our service, if you're kind of doing outreach yourself, and I think Jake spoke about it quite recently on the live stream. You know, if you've got cupcake recipes for Mother's Day, you can do outreach saying we've got cupcake recipes, and I guarantee that some new sites will happily want to talk about recipes that you've got and things like that. So
yeah, absolutely. Like the food niche in general, and especially like in the baking space and stuff, like digital PR can really help just really improve and get your articles and stuff out there. So yeah, definitely something to be looking into.
I have no idea what's happened. Lois seems to have disconnected, so bear with me while I try and get her back in. You're probably bored of seeing my face and hearing me talk, so and I haven't even got any domains to tear down for you, so we'll see if we can get Lois back in. But yeah, you basically got the one-man show that is Jordan at the minute. So I guess please someone help me, spam a question in the chat, and I can it doesn't even have to be related to affiliate marketing or age domains, just anything to help me, please. Sing us a song. I am definitely not singing a song because my singing is atrocious. Play the saxophone again. I'm probably better at the saxophone than I am at singing, but I don't particularly feel ready to share that with the world yet. I keep that to the internal comms channels niche. I share some videos now and again of me playing the sax. Still no sign of Lois, so you can just enjoy the painfulness of me trying to save this stream. I don't even have her presentation, otherwise I could show you it, but I don't have it. She has the keys to the castle in that sense. So we have Chris here.
Hello.
Hello,
Producer
Chris.
Chris has had to step in. It's all gone terribly wrong.
The website investing show with Chris, the guest. Oh dear. We've got a question in the chat anyway. So
do we? Oh,
if you could buy any of our age domains, which would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I was just about to look at that anyway, so I could spam out the link to all the people and let them. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you, Hannah. I think
I'm trying to remember what's live on our site, because we've got a few exciting ones coming up that aren't live yet. So stay tuned to those. Of what's live on our site, I mean, I really like food domains, and there's one, the Jewels of New York, that's up at the minute, and so it's kind of focused on food in New York, and I actually really like that one, because although that's what you'd initially have to focus on, you can then branch out and do food in New Jersey, food in Miami, and so on. We've got Lois back, so but yeah, that'd be my personal fave at the minute. It changes day by day as we get new ones. So
I'm personally a fan of Flashback Fab, because I think motorcycles, there's a lot you could do there. Oh, there's just you could go into the accessory route, or you could go down just the amount of motorbikes. There's a fair few motorbike racing, anything like that. There's so much you can go into, a lot of different silos. I would definitely, and also I'm just kind of a motorsport fan, so that's probably more inclined towards my interests. So it makes sense. But yeah, that would probably be where I would go. Welcome back, Lois.
Hi, I have no idea what just happened. I'm so sorry, guys. I have no idea what happened. I literally it just went dead. How embarrassing. Sorry, George. I'm so sorry.
Left them all alone. I had to jump in and go, oh. Poor Joan was struggling. She was asking him to dance at one point.
I didn't know if Lois was like, I do these Age Domain teardowns every week and I'm just fed up of them. I'm leaving.
I've done the bakery one. That's it.
No, I was really getting into it as well.
Chris is in the comments making stupid remarks. I'm sick of this.
Yeah,
Done.
I'm leaving. I'm
Done.
never coming back.
Oh dear.
I have no idea what just happened.
Oh, it's the wonders of technology, and like it's always like this kind of thing from a producer perspective when somebody's just stuck there going, but I've done all my bits. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst part is it deleted all the presentations for me, so I couldn't even. I couldn't even access the presentation.
Oh, if we need to show Jordan how this
I've got
works.
It. It's fine.
He doesn't know all the buttons just yet. He's still learning them.
Yeah.
Still learning.
Oh my god, I actually can't believe that's just happened. Wow. Well, that's what happens when we're live, guys, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we'll let Lois get back to her presentation. But
I don't know if I can now. I'm like, I'm all...
Can we get some sympathy likes for the fact that I had to wing it, Chris had to step in. So sympathy likes.
I'm just really upset I didn't come back and you didn't have your saxophone out. Very upset.
He has me instead, you know.
If we get 35 likes, Jordan will play the saxophone.
Chris is an instrument of sorts, so.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh. Well, there we are.
Shall I leave then? Since you've done with me now, you've used me for your entertainment purposes. I'll just go back to my hole, back in there, the comment section. That's where I live.
we may need you at the end, because if we do get to 35 likes, we will be doing a giveaway, and we may need Chris to show us how to do it.
Oh, they missed me. Miss you too, guys. It'll never happen again. I promise. I have no idea what happened, but it's never happening again.
I shall leave, but I will be there in case anything goes awry again.
Yeah,
so.
Please do.
Everyone stay put this time. Bye.
I hope so. I plan on, so we'll see. Right. I finished the first domain anyway, so I'll jump right into the second one. And then any questions or anything, hopefully I'll actually stay on while I'm doing this second one. It might not, it might boot me out. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, we'll get into it again. So our second domain is Balanced Life by Leslie. It's in the food niche. 8 years old, 220 referring domains with a really nice DR27. So domain was created back in 2016 by health coach Leslie. She was really passionate just about creating a safe space for her audience and her readers to really experience the benefits of a healthy and balanced life. She really believed that through food, food was a huge part of creating a balanced life, and she also thought it was really important to feel happy and healthy, not just with food, but with the relationships within your career and spiritually as well. So this is what the site looked like when it was live. Really, really nice and basic, as you can see here. She really went into paleo, Whole30 diets, all that type of stuff. So really, really basic, had a load of different recipes and stuff for the more healthy and balanced side of life, basically. So yeah, your paleo, your Whole30, all different type of recipes, as well as her lifestyle, her career, and all different things like that. So backlink profile, 228 referring domains. As you can see here, it's really, really nice ones. We've got Pinterest, DR94, Snack Nation, DR78, The Every Girl.com, DR78, Paleo Hacks, DR71, Paleo Grubs, DR64, Meal Planner Pro, DR60, Eat the Gains, DR61, and Clean Plates, DR60. So as you can see here, really, really nice, authoritative backlinks, and they're also really, really niche relevant and the exact type of content that Leslie also published within her site. So again, with the anchor text profile, really zoning in on the branded stuff. Like to see that right at the top here. It's exactly what we are seeing. So we have Balanced Life Leslie. And then just a couple of different other ones, just your keyword anchor text and stuff. Really nothing to be suspicious of or anything. We're not seeing any type of strange content, any strange anchor text or whatever. And what we mean by that is if there's, anything to do with any content that is not niche relevant to the site, or just like a load of different numbers or whatever, maybe a different language and stuff. If the anchor text profile is dominated by stuff like that, that's an immediate no for us. We don't go looking at that just because it's really unnatural. But this one, really nice, not the case. Branded text everywhere as well as keywords. So really nice anchor text profile. And then again, with our best by links, as I mentioned, we do like to look at the homepage to be the top target page. But just having these 2 JPEGs really not an issue at all. As like they are actually in the site, they're not something from that's been hacked or whatever. Just a couple of JPEGs that were on the homepage, and then we have the homepage, and then just other different content pages in the site as well. So really nice best by links. Potentially look at recreating these if need be, just to really keep that link juice, as we like to call it. And then our strategy for this one. So starting nice and strong with our informational articles, how to create a balanced lifestyle, how to create a balanced diet, why it's important to create a balanced diet, really sticking to those main historic articles and stuff that the domain used to talk about when it was live, when Leslie had it. Information articles about Whole 30, beginners guides, what is the Whole 30 diet, benefits of the Whole 30 diet, all that type of stuff. And then as well as that, we'll also go into the paleo, as I mentioned, the backlinks, and the historic content really went in the paleo as well. So beginner guides for that, what is a paleo diet, benefits of paleo diet, all that type of stuff. And then really zoning in on paleo focused recipes and Whole 30 focused recipes too. So our competitors, so the first one we have eatsimplefood.com, DR27, 75.3k of organic monthly traffic and 510 pages. Really look at this as a 2-rated opportunity. It is a slightly lower DR than us, so definitely something we could look at. No, it's the same DR, I believe, actually. But again, really something we could look at 2-rating. Looking at the type of content these guys are doing, they're getting a really nice amount of traffic per month, especially organically. And looking at the keywords, the exact type of content that we would also be covering within our H domain too. And again, really big one. So we have downshiftology.com, DR74, 3.6 million of organic monthly traffic per month. Over 1,000 pages, but again, a really awesome example as the opportunities available within this niche. The food niche is absolutely huge. There's so many different angles you could really cover at this. So just really focusing on paleo, Whole 30, really like healthy recipes, really creating that balance is really important for the Sage domain, and it really does have the same opportunities as any other space within the food niche. So really nice competitors to be looking at. Really exciting domain to be looking at as well. Lots and lots of opportunity available. So again, what makes these competitors stand out? These also do have their own video content. Really looking at competitors now, there's a lot. I am seeing a lot more video content becoming more available and stuff, especially within the food niche, the crafts niche, anything that you can really put your hands on in regards to videos. With food, obviously, you've got your recipes and stuff. With the videos, really nice and easy to do. Then you have your own imagery. These guys actually do have their own cookbook as well, which is awesome. Subscription opportunities available again throughout the site, your newsletters, prompting up with the emails if you want to get weekly recipes and stuff. You can do that on these sites. Content being uploaded frequently. These guys are uploading every other day, so really on top of their content, and recipes for all meals and occasions. Again, these guys really took on Mother's Day as well. So they had the breakfast ideas for Mother's Day, lunch ideas for Mother's Day, dinner ideas for Mother's Day, all that type of stuff. And then they also have their socials as well throughout their site. So really, really important stuff to be taken into account with why these competitors stand out and why they do have the amount of traffic that they are receiving. So again, revenue opportunities. End goal is really not to be relying on Google, really diversifying your income and your traffic. How do you do this? You've got your display ads, your affiliate programs that Jordan's mentioned through this whole stream. You've got your newsletters, your own courses, your products. So really, really nice niche to be using within. Food is an awesome niche for creating your own courses, you know, your own calorie courses if need be, your own products, loads and loads of different products and stuff that you can be advertising and things. And then obviously your traffic, so you've got your socials, your emails. This is where the newsletters and stuff really come in and help just really maintain that traffic. Eat optimization, we talk about eat all the time, really, really important. Then you have your frequent content, as I mentioned. These competitors were uploading every other day, so really, really on top of their content, and as well as link building. So link building, you've got your digital outreach, or you have your digital PR. Either way, that really, really helps get that domain rating up as well as your traffic. So again, guys, very sorry that I disappeared. I have no idea why. But these two domains are live on our site. So if you have any questions, if you think there may be something you could really look into on our site, check them out. Email us. You know, there's a live chat on our site. Go there if you want any more questions, and you will be dealt with.
I think it ties in quite nicely some of the stuff that you mentioned there with what made the second set of competitors for the food site stand out were the sort of things that I mentioned, where you're thinking about your brand, your niche site as a brand or a business, not just a niche site. You know, creating a cookbook, yes, you're gonna have to invest money into that unless you want to do it yourself. You know, you're gonna have to get maybe a chef as a content creator, you know, outside of your traditional content. If we want to launch, you know, all these different sorts of things, you do have to kind of start to outsource or bring people in. But you can see the top sites, that's what they're doing. And so, you know,
exactly.
We're not saying, you know, launch your blog with 10 posts and start thinking you've got to spend money on all of that. If you've got the money to do that, yeah, great. Maybe think about it. But really, when you start seeing traffic and start seeing results to go to the next level, I think, like you say, with those competitors, that's what makes them stand out.
Definitely. And like, obviously, like these competitors, like, this isn't just a side hustle for them. Like this is where they are getting their income and stuff like that. And that is what makes them, obviously, like those numbers that they're generating and stuff, and the pages that they have and things, like they are huge. But obviously, you know, like they are taking this as like their income and stuff like that. It's not just a little like hobby or side hustle, you know. It's really, really something that they are investing in.
Mm-hmm. And it is like say, having that long-term plan to think that might be, it might not be. If you want to keep it as just a side hustle and you just maintain, fine. But if you are thinking, you know, what's the next step? Every week you mention it with the different competitors, always look at what they're doing, because everything that Lois shows, each competitor's doing something slightly different. So
yeah, definitely. Really, really important to keep on top of your competitors.
Wicked. Well, I have no idea of knowing how many likes we got, but I don't think we hit the 35 likes, so no giveaway.
No saxophone playing either. Boo.
No saxophone playing, and I'm not even doing that for 35 likes. It'd have to be a hell of a lot more for me to do that on stream. 6 months down the road, maybe. We'll see. We'll see where we're at. We'll
hold you to that.
Yeah.
We'll hold you.
People are going to
kick off. A lovely comment. Thank you, Lois and Jordan. Jordan, we may look at. Oh, yes, next time. I agree.
Not next time. I don't know when I'm next on the live stream, actually. I normally do once a month, but next month, the week that I would be scheduled for, I'm on holiday. I think you're on holiday the same week as me as well. So.
We're not on holiday together, guys.
No, we're not.
We're on holiday separately. Just to gather out there.
Rumors that have been spread.
Separate holidays, just at the same
Separate
time.
holidays. Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'm really sorry again, guys, about that technical glitch. I mean, it would not be a niche website builders live stream if there wasn't some sort of problem. So, you know, it is what it is. Chris is in the
Exactly.
comments.
Chris, stop
Bring back
staring.
Luke is what I say.
Stop staring, Chris. What's next week? I think
I am with the DPR boys, I believe. I think I have Jake and Jack on with me.
And it's all about journalist relationships, what I can see. So tune in for that one. Obviously, Jake has a lot of nuggets to share, Jack as well. So yeah, definitely tune in for that one. And keep an eye for the kind of rebrand, new website, all the stuff that's coming that we're not talking too heavily about, but just keep your eyes peeled.
Yep, I second that. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I'll be here next week as normal with Jake and Jack about digital PR. Thank you, Jordan, for your presentation. It was awesome, really, really informative. Hope you guys really enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.